Minutes after the hour on the 27th day of September. Wow, where did the month go? I have no idea. It just took off. This month just took off, and we just sitting here waiting for October. But it is a cool morning this morning. It is very cool. Let me tell you how cool it is. It is so cool that we have April on. Hello, April.
Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. We go back how many years?
Ooh, four?
Yeah, something like
Maybe
that. Wasn't
four.
that
It was
2017, 18, somewhere in there?
it was before COVID,
I
before
know. It was
we
before. I met April at this Flames restaurant, and she made some macaroni and cheese and some pork chops. I was gonna run through the kitchen door and say, "Who is that woman? That macaroni and cheese tastes just like at home and everything." I mean, you just threw out everything. I mean, it was great.
Thank you, thank you.
So I remember when we were talking, um, when the situation happened that y'all were closing down and everything. You told me that I'm gonna get a food truck. Remember that
Yes.
conversation?
Oh yes, I do. Because even going in with the group of ladies that I was with at Flames, they knew that that was my ultimate goal to get a food truck.
And the name of your food truck is?
Nola, Bayou Bite.
I say Nola. It's Nola. I don't know why I say that wrong all the time.
A lot of people don't know that NOLA, if you're not from there or don't know, that NOLA is NOLA, New Orleans, Louisiana, put together. Because they'll come to the truck and be like, "Well, who's NOLA? Are you NOLA?" I was like, I'm a NOLA girl."
There you go. There you go. Speak about that. Aren't you glad that hurricane was nowhere near Louisiana this time around?
Oh yes, God. I'm so sorry and sad for all the other people that are catching it, but Louisiana, New Orleans is, we're that little bowl that we catch it all the time. So, but
And
the season
y'all
is
don't
just
had enough.
beginning. So,
Y'all had enough for the next 100 years.
yeah, sure enough. But global warming, and everything going on is real. Because Texas, we didn't had a whole lot of heat here. So, oh
Oh,
yeah.
who you telling? It was so hot out there. I bet you didn't have to even cook in your food truck. Just go outside and cook, right?
But Pat and I be struggling. We like, we got this. It's hot as you know what in here, but we got this.
Pat. That's all I'm gonna
Hmm.
say. Pat. I hope you
Yes,
watching,
Pat.
Pat. Just one word, Pat. So when I found out, I was trying to get a hold of you and a hold of you, but you know what? I didn't bother to look in my cell phone. I had your number all this time.
Yes,
And I
because I gave
said,
you my personal number.
I know. And I said, I got her number. And I'm looking for you. I've been trying to find you and everything. I said, oh boy, I feel real smart. Had your number all this time. So let's go on when you left Flames. How long was it after that you got your food truck?
Um, I actually had the truck before we left Flames. When we were starting the closing down process, I had the truck and I had it in storage. I bought it from another young lady that had it, and we were working on getting it wrapped and had an extra little drum. So I think I got it like in June, and we didn't open until October 1st after we had a little issue getting the wrapping right and all the stuff that it took to get it started.
Wow.
So October 1st will be 2 years.
2 years. Saturday.
2 years.
Oh man,
Yep.
that's what I'm talking about. So how is it? I'm not gonna ask you how it is to working with Pat. I already know that answer already. Pat is
You're
a
mad.
Pat is a handful, but she is so sweet. It means well.
She a hard worker, Pat. She's
Yeah.
been my ride or die for this. Plus my family, my husband and kids kick in. But like Pat does a lot. She does a lot, and considering how we started out at Flames, we still hanging strong with each
I
other. So
know.
that's a plus.
Nobody don't need to know behind the scenes. I know it, but we're gonna leave that one alone. But you're right.
Yeah, let's
See,
leave that one. Let's leave that one.
Pat is the type of person. I don't feel like doing it, but then she's the first one in there doing it.
Yeah, and she always right. She always right.
Yeah,
She
well,
right, no matter what.
yeah.
Even if she wrong, she right.
See, and I wanted her to do the show. She said, "Oh no, you don't want me on there." So now I want to get to your food.
Hmm.
I talked about the pork chops, your fried catfish, and that's where I'm coming for when I find you. You know, Pat did
That's
send
our
me.
number one. Our number one stuff because in Flames we were cooking. Our menu was kind of cafe all over the place, and I
Yeah.
was cooking what the group of us decided to cook. But on with Nola Bayou Bites, I'm cooking what I love. I'm cooking what I know, what I grew up with. Um, some family recipes that we kind of tweaked and made it. It's traditional foods, but we made them into the Nola Bayou Bites.
Okay.
Like our number one, so you were talking about the catfish. We have dirty rice. It's our Bayou Bowl. We have a Bayou Bowl and a Bayou Bowl Deluxe. It's 8 ounces of dirty rice, a 5 to 7 ounce catfish fillet, fried in our special seasonings that we do. We make our own batter for it. And then we add about 3 to 4 ounces of crawfish etouffee over the top of that.
Oh,
And if you're really feeling it, you can deluxe it by adding 6 jumbo shrimp to it.
ooh, wow. And
Hmm.
what is the
That's
price
our
of that?
number one.
What is the price of that?
Um, the price of the regular is 18 and the deluxe is 25.
Wow. I was gonna say free,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess that's not gonna work.
Perhaps for you, we might be able to find a discount in there some kind of way. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
You know your
so
mama told you ain't nothing in life free.
oh,
Nothing.
you know what? You're right about that. My mama told me the same thing when I was working on relative houses. She said, "You make sure you charge them, their family, but charge them." You know,
Hmm.
you're right
You
about
have
that.
to. You have to. You can discount and you can pick your moments where you want to, give back. Because we do it
Mhm.
all the time. Like we'll get people that'll come in and they're like, "Oh, I wanted to get this, but I couldn't get that. I wanted this," and we're like, "Okay, well, if we do this, we can do that." I think that's the fun of being a owner operator. We
Oh,
give freely all the time, Pat and I.
okay.
So
All right. Well, see, there's nothing wrong with that because you own it. You can do what you want to do.
that's what I tell people. It's my prerogative. So if you get an extra beignet in your order, have that.
That's because they were being nice, probably too.
They are. And I just
And
went home to New Orleans to the Beignet Festival to get some new ideas and see what they was
oh.
doing. And ooh, did I eat a lot? Yes.
um.
Oh yes.
So where's your spots? Because I know you got several spots that you're at, but what is your best spot that you know that attracts a lot of people?
Our primary location, well, neighborhoods. We go everywhere. That's the part of the food truck that I truly love. That we can, if we're invited, we go. So I love that portion of it. But I do try to be in Cibolo because Cibolo is my community, and they've been great to us. So I try to be in Cibolo on Thursdays, even if it's only lunchtime till about 2. If we have a night event, but I still try to pop up at least once a week in Cibolo. For my, like I say, my community, for my family, because they've taken great care of us out here in Cibolo.
Okay, and what are your other spots?
Um, that's hard to say. We have gone as far as Alamo Heights, um, off of 1604. We've done businesses off of Pisano Parkway. I mean, it's just random. Pat, we'll post where we are, our weekly schedule. Um, we've been to Helotes. I mean, it's just a matter of when they reach out on our social media and ask us to come, we go. We like it. We
What,
meet so
what,
many good and interesting people.
yeah, I bet you do. Have you ran across any place you went to? They said you can't park here.
No, because we normally get permission prior to, because
Okay.
like the city of Cibolo where we park, it's just right on the side of the road. 1103, SM 1103 and Bright Road. It's city property. So I made sure with City Hall that I had the permit and that I have, that it wasn't private property. And they said, nope, you're welcome to park there. And that's how we just popped up. Like, and it's funny because sometimes somebody else will be parked there And my customers will be texting and calling like, "Oh, Miss April, it's a truck parked in your spot." I was like, "Well, it's okay. It's the City of Cibolo spot, but we'll work it out."
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said
But
that because go ahead.
right now, I am talking to a young lady that has a piece of property right off of 1103 in Green Valley. We're kind of negotiating to see what we can get into. I'm going to meet with her today and see if we can pop up a permanent spot, or we can, be there a few more days a week than just moving around. Not permanently, because like I said, I like the travel. I like the
Right.
nomad and stuff at all. But yeah.
Do you ever do Saturday mornings or Saturday afternoons?
All the time. Like this Saturday, we have two locations. We were supposed to be at the Cibolo Fest, but I'm not sure what's going on with that. And then we'll be in Canyon Lake, I believe, in the evening time. But we even do schools. We do the teacher appreciations where we do coffee and beignets and water. So yeah, we move around.
So are people
Invite us.
able?
We'll pop up at the studio.
Oh, look at you. Do people park and sit there and eat, or have chairs and sit down and eat? Are they able to do that?
At this time, we don't have a place for them to eat, but people sit in their cars all the time and
That's what I
eat.
say. If they
We
brought their own
stay there.
chairs.
No, they just sit in their cars. I have one guy. He sits on the back of his truck. He's like, I'm gonna eat it hot and right now. And he will sit on the back of his truck and eat with us.
Oh
And
man,
we laugh and shoot the crap and
that's good. That's good because I think we talked a while back, and we're trying to get things together because I would like to come out one day on a Saturday afternoon and set up and play a little music while you're serving your food and stuff, and just see who we attract coming out there.
what I'll do is I'll check with one of the markets because we do several markets. We do a market in Cibolo at the bowling alley in Cibolo, and then we do Garden Ridge, and we also do church at the United Methodist Church. So I'll give one of those young ladies because like one is the second, one's the third Saturday, something like that. But yeah, we can definitely work that out. It'll be fun because I mean they have a lot of moving around, moving parts with all kind of different vendors and things. And now the
Yeah,
weather's getting good. So
yeah. You
yeah,
come out get good. I'm just looking at 69 degrees outside. I got up this
I
morning. It was
know.
64. I stepped outside. I said, I feel a little fall in the air. It
I
feels
got
real
back here
good.
at like about 2:30 this morning, and I was like, yes, oh yeah. When I
you
got out
know,
the car, I was thrilled.
you know what's funny? I was told somebody I went to the jazz deal at Travis Park this weekend. There was no mosquitoes.
Oh, nice.
I
That's
don't
always
know.
a good
I don't
thing.
know what happened to them or what, but I didn't complain. It felt nice not to be swatting mosquitoes all evening.
hmm
So
Exactly.
tell us more about your, besides the catfish, what other cuisines do you mix up in that truck?
We have all the traditional, and so you talked about the macaroni and cheese and the pork chops. So we don't have those on the truck, but we are working on a possible one Sunday a month of a soul food Sunday where we can have all those things like, some cabbage, some greens, some cabbage green mix, some smothered pork chops. But that's in the mix and in the working. But one of our favorite things, we always push our desserts. So we have a banana pudding
I was getting ready to say that.
um, and a banana pudding supreme. And we put it together right there on the spot. And so the banana pudding is traditional banana pudding because I don't like bananas. But so when I make it for myself, I make cookie pudding. I just put a lot of cookies, the pudding, and whipped cream, and that's how I enjoy it. But we put it together fresh. So the bananas are fresh. They're not mushy. Your cookies aren't wet and mushy. It's all put together at that time. So, but that's the traditional banana pudding. But our banana pudding supreme is banana pudding, and then it has homemade, you ready? Pound cake, chunks of homemade pound cake sprinkled through it.
See, see now,
What? I didn't hear you.
now wait a minute, cause that when you was at Flames, y'all made that banana pudding. I made my beeline over there, cause my wife don't like bananas or banana pudding, but I made a beeline for that banana pudding. And when you said banana
Hmm.
pudding, oh, you got me on pudding, because that
Oh
is
yeah,
some good
and
stuff.
then it's a 20, the banana pudding supreme or deluxe. I always mix them up. It has it's 24 ounce. The bowl is a 24 ounce bowl. It's shareable. We tell people cut it in four. You can eat it 4 times, but we have a few people that it don't, make it. They might get maybe two sittings out of it instead of four.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, 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 yes. See, that's
And
what
I
I'm
want to say
talking
that
about.
is like $10. It's $11 for the big 24 ounce bowl.
Hmm. Ooh, that's a meal by itself.
Uh-huh. That's why I say I tell people to share it, but Pat could eat the whole thing.
Yeah, we know about that. We don't leave that girl alone. You know what I like about um, what you're doing and other people are doing. I tell everybody after the pandemic hit, after it was over with, I said, now's the time to start a restaurant. Somebody said, are you crazy? I said, no, because I am sick and tired. If you go to, I'm going to say Applebee's and Chili's, they all buy from the same person. It's the same food, it's just a different name. But when you go to mom
Hmm.
and pop places, their seasoning is different because you go there for the if you don't like it, you don't have to go back. But
Exactly.
I miss the seasoning that people put in their food because that's what you're known by. And that's why I like
Exactly.
having it when everybody having, oh, I don't like their seasoning. Well, you don't have to go back there anymore. I love it. I'm going back. So that's how I look
Hmm.
at it because I think we're going back to old school where your seasoning and what you how you prepare your food brings people back because that reminds them of home.
Exactly. And they're so, the younger generation, they have so many other drawbacks and things that they're doing that, they don't cook. They didn't learn how to cook. But I feel like if you can read, you can cook. And you have to just tweak it to yourself, to your taste buds. Some people like a little more spicy, some people like a little less. So you kind of got to tweak it and get it there in the middle for what you like. But the portion of where people just don't cook, you don't have your grandma's recipe or your great grandma's recipe or whomever because you was busy doing all the other things versus learning how to cook.
Yeah.
You got your basics down, but like they say, the Trinity. Ask the person, some of the younger people, do you know what the Trinity is? You're like, yeah, it's a book. It's in the Bible. They'll give you a bunch of, they're like, no, we're talking about cooking. Onions, peppers, garlic. And when you use all those type of things, you don't have to use a whole lot of salt, you know, sodium, the different names for it. So you
Yeah.
can you can make it yours.
And that's what people think. If I put more salt in it, it brings the taste out. What taste? You
Mm-mm.
know, like I said, when I for instance, when I go ahead and prepare to smoke a brisket, there is no salt in anything I put in my rub. No salt at all. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was told years ago, long time ago, that the smoke will bring a little salt taste to it. And I don't even bother to put no salt on. As a matter of fact, when I go to a restaurant and eat, I tell them right away, this is salty. And I refuse to eat it because
Mm-hmm.
I can taste it's too salty. You know,
Yeah.
when you
When
talk
the
about
salt
all
is
the
the main ingredient.
yes, when you talk about all the ingredients, when you talk about the what you said, bell peppers and all that in there, that brings a unique taste to the food
Mm-hmm.
and the spices.
Definitely does.
So let me ask you about your spices without giving away any secrets. Now, do you mix your own spices together?
We have for our fish we do we have a secret. We do our own um mix with a few things and a few seasons. Like people will say, oh, do you have lemon? And we'll say, oh, you don't need it. To go on the catfish, and because it's a traditional way you squeeze the lemons on there. So it's like you'll have what you need as far as having all the traditional tastes that you need for your shrimp and your fish.
Yeah,
Because we mix it ourselves and we kind of just we mix it and put it on the truck so that we have it so it's there so we don't have to be trying to mix. in the meantime, and they catch a couple of those secrets.
You know, you said something there that you don't need that limited. You don't need that. I know some barbecue places frown when you cook with barbecue sauce on your food.
Hmm.
Some steak places, high end steak restaurants, will not carry A1. You know.
Exactly. Because it changes the taste, but I think it's your prerogative to have it if you want it. But as far as, the cost of things and the shelf life of it, we opted to, when we were making our blends, to leave out some things. And like I said, lemons, it's an acquired taste, but that's one more thing that perishes that, you have to replace. And we are budget conscious, because we try to give a good serving, a filling serving, but without the high price, the high cost. Because, right
Right.
now we know everything is expensive. So we try to make sure you're full and make sure sometimes it's a shareable meal. It's enough that you can cut it in half and eat it twice, or you can share it with your ride or die, your mate, whomever, and it still be enough. And you got a good price point.
Yeah. I seen something. How I'm very conscious now because when you buy that pre-seasoned stuff for chili and all that stuff, it's then they got the low sodium one. I said, why you got to put sodium in it anyway? So I ran
Mhm.
across this chart that I went out and bought every spice you could think of. It tells you how to make your own taco mix, chili mix, but none of that
Mhm.
sodium in it. So I'm health conscious, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm making my own mix and everything. So that's what I'm doing.
And I tell you, the spice that is underserved, and it's a good secret spice that a lot of people don't use, but you get a good quality
Hmm.
smoked paprika.
Paprika.
Paprika does something. It takes the food to such a higher level of taste. And it's like it's one of those spices that the taste is just like under. It's an undercurrent. It's under there.
Hmm.
It's not. It's not a punch in the mouth like a chili, like certain chili powders. If you get a dark chili powder, it'll taste. You may be able to taste the bitterness in it.
Yeah.
But like paprika is something that's smooth, and you can mix it in so many things, and it'll give you what you need. Where you just like, what is that? And people will be like, "Is that?" And I'm like, nah. Did you put? I'm like, no, that's not that.
I bragged to everybody about my sweet potato pie that I do. I put one extra ingredient I haven't shared even with my kids. And people say,
Hmm.
there's something different here. I just can't. And they'll be naming off air. I go, no, 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 no. Well, what is it? I'm not going to let you know. It's just
That's
my
when you
look.
go into, if I tell you, I gotta kill you. I
Yeah,
don't want to kill you, so I
yeah.
can't tell you.
See, I was the first grandson, so I was in the kitchen all the time with grandma. And
Nice.
to this day, I don't measure. To this day, I don't measure, but it's consistent on the way because I watched my
Hmm.
grandmother do it. And so when I watched her do the sweet potato pie, it was good. So I decided one time to add something else to it, and nobody said
Hmm.
it's like one of them. Like you said with paprika, it's not overbearing. It's something there, but you don't know what it is. And to this day, I
So
don't tell
subtle.
nobody anything.
So subtle.
Yes.
Hmm.
So I get what you're talking about. You got your secret and all that stuff. And the ingredients that I was making all my stuff with, every last one would call for smoked paprika.
I'm telling you, it's an underserved spice.
Yeah.
Because after that I'm a military wife, so we retired here in San Antonio, but for several years we lived in the Middle East, and that was one of my favorite places to live because you can go to the spice shop, even any of the grocery markets, and they would have the spices in big barrels.
Oh
I
yes.
mean, huge barrels, and you can get, a pound, you can get a half a pound, however you can get which one. And they would let you smell it, and the aroma and everything just smells so good. So, you know how people are visual eaters. You eat with your eyes. So you just think if you're smelling all those good smells and you're thinking, if it smells that good, it's got to taste good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're right about that because You know, in the days when we were younger, you could smell those spices when grandma was cooking. You could smell it through the house.
And you knew what she was cooking.
Yeah, I got
You
to
knew
say,
what
you
she was
know what she
cooking.
was cooking. Like, one thing my kids knew about me, if they got up on Saturday morning and they smelled vinegar, they knew I was making homemade barbecue sauce. They
Mhm.
knew, and they knew what was for dinner. They knew what was coming. And just like with Thanksgiving, it's that smell that you have when somebody's doing stuffing. I can't describe it, but
Mhm.
it gives that house a different type of unique smell. And let's not
You
put on
smell.
the greens.
You smell that sage. Oh yeah. Let's not talk about the greens when they go in with that smoked turkey in there. And you be like,
Mm,
oh, it's time.
yeah, I don't know if you do. You know about hot water cornbread?
Yes, I do.
I gotta ask you that because I remember they used to be up in the kitchen whipping up that hot water cornbread with some greens or some chitlins. I call them wrinkles, but I never ate chitlins. That was not for
I
me.
don't like them.
But I
They
ate some
just,
greens. Oh, I couldn't.
oh yeah.
My uncle used to call them wrinkles.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you what I call them because I just, but they spell it S H lings. SH
Okay.
lings. No. But yeah, I just, that's not one of my things. But you know, I eat a lot of the traditional things from New Orleans, like succotash. And that's okra for us. That's okra, corn, tomatoes, sausage, and shrimp.
Mm,
And if you're feeling fancy, you could throw a little bit of crab meat in there with some and tomatoes, and you saute it down. And we've had it on the truck before. It's just a side, just one of those random things. And we know people that like when they know we posted or we have it, they come.
I
So
hear
it's
you.
like, oh, don't nobody make it like this, and this. It's not slimy because when people hear okra, they think, oh, it's gonna be slimy. Nope, it's the secret to it to get the slime off to get it cooked in the way you want it.
You see now
You know, and it's
that's
something.
I'm glad you said that because I don't do it because it look like slop, look like snot. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna say it. And I stopped doing that. And if you could do it a way like that and tickle my taste buds, I'm gonna come try it out.
Oh yes, and I'll give you the secret to it because this for Louisiana people it's not a secret, or people that like okra, it's not a secret. If you take a little bit of flour, olive oil, and flour, just a touch, just enough to dampen your okra, and sprinkle flour on your pan and put it in the oven for maybe 15 to 20 minutes. It starts to dry out, take some of the moisture out of the okra, so that you don't have so much slime. But I put okra in my gumbo. For us, okra in the gumbo is just like we gotta have it,
Yeah,
you know. And but gumbo is one of those things that is different to the different wards and the different areas in New Orleans. It's a New Orleans staple, but like some people put okra, some people put hot sausage balls. I had that on a trip home, and I was like, I've never had that before. You know, I'm just like,
yeah,
okay, all right. You know how you go. I was like, that ain't how my mama made it, but I tried it. It was doable. You know,
yeah.
I was like, okay, that's interesting. But mine falls along the more traditional. And when I make it at home, I put chicken gizzards in it. Whereas when I make it on the truck, I don't because it's just one more ingredient that I grew up with, but a lot of people are not aware of it.
Right.
For people that say, "Oh, I like gumbo," but if you're not from there and you haven't had it made by, a local or somebody's grandma, and like I said, it's a big melting pot. You can put what you want in it. Like I have a friend from Chicago. They eat their gumbo with pickles. They had corn in it. I was like, that's stupid. They ain't gumbo. We don't put no corn in our gumbo. So it's like, okay, mind your business, April, mind your business. So
What about boudins?
yes, we make boudin balls on the truck because I don't like the casing. I don't like that pork casing. Even though we have this traditional sausage maker, it's shiny and brand new. I have it. I just don't use it because I don't like the casing. So all the traditional things that go into the boudin, we make it into a ball and we panko it and deep fry it.
Oh, ooh, that
And they
sounds
come three
interesting.
to order.
Ooh, is it very spicy and hot?
It just depends. We have, they usually I say things on the truck are tongue tangle. The spiciest thing we have is our shrimp and grits. That's us, and then our grits are jazzy. Our shrimp and jazzy grits, because our grits are balls. They're creamy and delicious in the inside, like you like them, and then we panko and deep fry 'em. So you get that crunch on the outside and that creamy, cheesy grit on the inside. Yeah.
See,
And
look,
it's a tomato-based etouffee that's over it.
oh, I'm looking at you as you're saying that. There's a little gleam in your eye, like I'm hungry. like you're hungry right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. And then, because we have so many things, like we have, like I talk about red beans in Texas, because, the population in Texas like beans, but there is no bean like the camellia red bean. It's a bean based out of Louisiana, and it cooks. You can cook it if you soak it an hour or so in some cold water, and then you put it on the rinse it off, put it on the stove, take the broken ones out, put it to cook in. 2 hours later, you got a meal. You don't have to cook them all day.
So,
And the camellia bean, huh?
I'll ask you, what's the difference?
I don't know what the difference is, but knowing that the camellia bean is such an important bean to Louisiana, I tried the traditional beans. I bought the camellia beans from HEB, and then I bought just the red and blue pack or kidney beans. And I promise they cook differently. Now, the taste is still the same when you put all the same stuff in it, but that camellia bean is something about it. Maybe it's the dirt of Nola in Louisiana. I don't know, David, but I'm telling you, it's a different kind of bean. They have white beans, which we call them white beans at home. They call them navy beans on the packaging. They have a black bean version of it, but I buy the 25-pound bag when I go home. So I just stocked up, like I said, I'm back. So, yeah.
Is that what you
It's a difference.
Is that what you use to make red beans and rice?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Red beans and rice, and it has smoked turkey cooked through, and then we throw some sausage in there too to kick.
Oh, man.
It's good eating. And then we
That's
have
a meal. That's a meal by itself.
Oh, yeah.
You
And you
make
can
me
throw you a
hungry
couple
now.
little pieces of chicken.
Look at you. Woo! I can see that right now. I know what I do when I do a brisket. And when I have leftovers, I cut it up in nice little chunks, and then I do my beans and throw that in there and make a little rice and pour it on. I got another meal for a couple more days.
And then if you say you're health conscious, how about you take that same brisket and make yourself a lettuce wrap with it? And throw all the things in there that you like, some black beans or some corn or whatever it is you like, and roll it up and make it a lettuce wrap. It's even better.
Thank you. I got a new meal I can show off to my wife. She said, "Where you get this from?"
And it's quick.
I said, "It's a secret." I said, "April told me." Cause we were talking about you. We were talking about you the other day. We were talking about flames, and I told her, "Remember April?" She said, "Yeah." Know what she remember you doing? Wasn't cooking. It wasn't cooking when you was outside trying to cut down those tree limbs. And that's a story by itself, isn't it?
Hey, yes it is. That was just a matter of we was trying to get flames together, and it was by any means necessary. When you're a military person, or work for the government, that job description is in there about anything else, any extra duties. So hey, a little bit of tree trimming, trash, cooking, slicing and dicing, it didn't matter. It was time to mop the floor, because we was just a small group of friends that one friend had an opportunity, and she called us all in. She was like, "What if we did this? And what if we did that?" And we was like, okay, we could do that. Because, and that's how it happened. And Flames was starting to take off when COVID hit, but I tell you, the best day ever, once we put out that we were closing, we had so many offers and opportunities that people wanted to do things with us. But by that time, we had committed to closing.
Yes.
Everybody had already started their own projects and things that they wanted to do. And so luckily, I was able to hold on to that I'm like, hey, will you do this if I do that? And she was like, oh, we'll see. I don't know.
You know,
Well,
you look just like Pat when you did that face. That's Pat.
that's that.
I hope she's listening.
Uh-huh.
And then
Probably
remember,
so, because I had just talked to her before I got on with you. So
yeah,
hopefully so. She knows we're on.
yeah. So I remember we did the drive-in movies over there.
Mm-hmm.
And those were something.
Yep.
I remember the neighborhood, they come down, they heard all that ruckus. Oh, a movie. I said, yeah. Is it free? Well, you got to buy something to eat. That's why I told them.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't, so I just told them that. But those are good
Well, we
times.
kind of just, and it was fun because it was family. It was so family oriented, and we didn't, have the blockbuster movies, but it was a good time. And
Yeah.
not don't forget, don't sleep on karaoke now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There were some good times there at karaoke with Karaoke TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was some great times there.
Mm-hmm.
Even the one that she don't says she don't sing, Pat, she got me sung a couple of times.
Yeah, but Marissa was a star. That was Marissa's thing. She loved us some karaoke. Be like,
But
mm-mm,
Marissa
y'all
was
don't
a
want me to
mess.
sing.
Marissa was a
Yeah,
mess.
y'all don't want me to sing. I'm gonna stay in the kitchen. I might be your shoebox girl in the background, but you don't want me to sing. I'm gonna cook.
Yeah, those some times right there. So I'm telling you, we had a
Mm-hmm.
great time doing things. What I liked about Flames, I started doing my networking there. We had people
Mm-hmm.
come in with network business and everything. We're doing that live, and everybody had the opportunity to talk on the mic and tell about the business and stuff. I mean, everything was
Mm-hmm.
nice there. Flames was a place to meet at, and we met. I know I met some people, friends to this day, like you. I met
Yep.
April there, and I met April's food first. And once I ate that, I told Pastor, who cooked this? I know you didn't.
But believe it or not, Pat is a good cook, but she don't like to cook. But she could kill some sweets. But she's a good cook
Yeah, I know she
when she
is.
wants to be.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know she gonna say,
Um,
go ahead.
and I was talking about people we met. B. Michelle from B. Michelle Branding Agent. She
Yeah.
came wandered in for a grilled cheese, and now I love her. Anything we can get together and do together, I
Yeah.
love to. And she, like I said, random grilled cheese. And so she the inspiration behind some of our grilled cheese on the truck because we have multiple ones. We have a dirty grilled cheese it has a boudin ball on it.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. Hold that thought. It has a boudin ball. Then we have a grown A grilled cheese. If you're grown enough, you gotta say it, but I'm gonna say A because we're on the radio. But it's got two S's behind the A.
We say ZZ.
Something like that, yeah. And that one has shrimp and crawfish and cheddar and pepper jack on it, on
Mm.
Texas toast. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's about this
Yeah.
thick, isn't it?
Yep. And yeah, and we're always creating because right now Pat has in the mix this idea for our patent hot sausage sandwich. It's another thing from Louisiana, so Pat knows when the people come to order, they will see like, "You from Louisiana, aren't you?" Most people are, but once you taste it, you will like it. So we are working on stuffing 2 patties of that with some thick slices of cheddar cheese, Texas toast, and we're deep frying it, putting all the things that we need to put with it and deep frying it. And when I tell you we deep fry for like 7 to 8 minutes, it's crispy and crunchy. You cut it open, and that cheese melts out of there like cheesy hot lava. It's just like,
Oh.
it's something. And it's not on the menu. It's on our secret special menu. I'm gonna put that out there first. We always have the ingredients on the truck, but it depends on how I'm feeling that day. We pop up the specials like our po' girl. It's a shrimp po' boy, lettuce, tomato. You can get it dressed. And dressed for us in Louisiana is lettuce, tomatoes, pickles. So when you order a po' boy, you're like, "Can I get it dressed?" People are like, "Dressed?" Yeah, dressed. Lettuce, tomatoes, pickles. Now, for my Nolans, don't come for me with this. We have mixed greens on ours because I don't like iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce has no nutritional
No
value. It's
value.
water,
Exactly.
no value. So I put mixed greens on my poco. And I like it like that because I like that bite that arugula have or the different lettuces have. I like the difference in the taste, and it adds to the depth of the po' boys to me, you know.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, our shrimp po' boy is just the shrimp po' boy, and then we make a po' girl because every girl needs a little more. We put crawfish etouffee over the top of that shrimp po' boy.
Oh, I never heard of a
Mm-hmm.
poor girl, so now we got
I
both,
know
huh?
it's a Nola thing. We made it up. We can't just put it on the show. It's our thing.
Yeah, well, it's nothing wrong with that because that's your thing to do what you want to do and come up with different things. And you may try it one time. I will put that on the shelf. But that's the neat
Hmm.
thing about having your own business in a food truck like that. I don't want to use the word, but I'm gonna use the word. You get to experiment on things, on taste,
Oh
and
yeah.
all that to find out what a good combination is for stuff.
You know, you use the nice word. My mama used to use. What kind of concoction is that? What you done made? What is that?
Yeah,
You know.
concoction.
Yeah, she's like, what kind of concoction is that? We're like, okay, ma, it's an experiment. We trying to figure it out.
I'm guilty as doing that. I would be in the kitchen and I would get things like true story. I always say it's a true story. My kids, I was a single parent, and my boys claim they can't stand fish. They don't like fish. I said okay.
What?
So I turned around and got some fish. I cut it up like strips. Do a little egg wash and some flour and put it in there. They ate that for 3 times in a row. I said, Dad, it's some good chicken. It's so
Chicken.
light and everything. So I told him what it was. What? You served us fish? I said,
Uh-huh.
you couldn't tell.
Exactly.
It's how you go about it and do things, and you'd be surprised. And then I don't know if you've um, seen this happen, but if somebody finally come in the kitchen and watch you cooking stuff, you put that in there. Oh, I know you put that
Hmm.
in there. You never knew this for 3 years, and now you're not gonna eat it because you say I put this in there. You run
Oh
across
yeah.
things like that.
Well, what they say is, well, I guess I like it. I guess I could eat it, but normally I don't use that. We're like, okay. That's how people are with the okra. You know, it's like, oh, or the green onion. You know, green onions give a fresh taste to everything. Like, oh, I don't like chives or green onions. Okay. But you just shoot up that boudin ball that was in there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep, you're right about that. I mean,
sometimes ignorance is bliss. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. If you don't know what you're eating and you like it, then you have it and you're like, oh, okay, this was good. And then that's when you find out, yeah, that's what that was.
yeah,
You're like,
exactly. They
and
they know.
especially with kids.
Yeah. Well, kids, they eat a little bit of anything, and then they all of a sudden they come up with I don't like that anymore. Why? Because I don't like it. But why? You ate it before for 6 years. All of a sudden you don't like it.
Hmm.
Well,
Oh,
kids.
that's my daughter. That's my daughter. See, and it's so funny because in Louisiana we'll put anything on a po' boy, anything on that French loaf. Well, she started out eating fish. She don't like fish. So okay, you don't like fish. Now she'll eat it on a po' boy. Before she's like, oh, I only like fish on a fish po' boy. Okay, so now she's graduated from a fish po' boy to only fish on Texas toast with lettuce. I'm like, whatever works for you with the sriracha mayo, whatever works for you. As long as you're eating it, eat it, enjoy it. But like a lot of our things we come up with is because of my kids, because we were trying to teach them how to eat.
Right.
So like my son likes anything crunchy. So that's where a lot of our things came from being crunchy, like our jazzy grits. They're crunchy on the outside, creamy on the inside. Our boudin balls, crunchy. Now, we skipped past dessert. We were talking about banana pudding. You have to have our drum roll, homemade bread pudding balls. You ready?
I'm ready.
It is. It's cranberries, pecans, and pineapple with a different array and blend of breads that we put together with the traditional seasonings and spices, and then we cook it just about halfway, and then we take it out and we make it into balls. And I'm telling you, we have one customer that comes, he says it tastes like Thanksgiving in his mouth. And I tell him every time I say it or give a shout out, he get an extra ball or he gets something on his next visit, because I thought that was just timeless and the perfect thing.
Yeah.
And I came up with that because when my grandma would make it for us and my mom would make it, and the kids would fight for the edge. How the edge be the crispy, crunchy part,
Yeah.
not the wet. It would be too wet in the middle, and I didn't like it. I was like, we would fight for those corners. So I was like, okay, I like bread pudding enough, but I want to have the crispy portion. I don't want it to be wet.
Yeah.
Like, with the rum sauce, and people put sauce. I don't even put sauce on it. I don't like sauce. So I make sure I have enough seasoning, enough spices in it that you don't need a sauce. The rum sauce is just extra sugar to me. And that's my 3.5 cents. Don't come for me with that. It's just my opinion. And that's how I like it. So, but yeah, so that is, and then when they come out, they smell so good. And then to get that bite of that nut in there and that cranberry, and I like cranberries versus raisins because, I just don't like them little brown raisins. My choice, my opinion.
Okay.
So yeah.
Don't have me play your favorite song. I heard it through the grapevine. Exactly. So. But also, and then the final dessert on the menu is our beignets. They're you remember them from Flames? Yes. We had them at Flames. They're light and fluffy, and occasionally we'll add strawberries or different things to them. But we have them on the dessert menu as well as on the savory menu. Because we put them, you get 4 beignets with crawfish etouffee over the top. And it's so good. They're a little crunchier. We fry them a little longer to get them a little crunchier. And then the etouffee on the top is like stopping with the biscuit, because Pat calls them Cajun biscuits and gravy. That's her version of when she's trying to explain it to people when they ask what it is. So, yeah. And that's from... Yeah. Go ahead. I'm just thinking about the things Pat say, but go ahead.
She have a way. But that comes from, and like I said, the truck has so many traditional things. My husband and I have been married a lifetime and a half. We went to prom together, and we went to a restaurant called Copeland's, which is still there. And I had that at Copeland's. They don't even have it on the menu anymore, but I mean, years and years and years ago. And I had that, and I always thought that was like one of the best things I ever ate.
Yeah.
So when we started working on the menu for the truck, I ended up doing the savory version of the beignets with the crawfish etouffee over the top. Wow. But like I said, you can always get them shaken. Like right now, we're gonna probably do the fall. We're gonna do a cinnamon spice, no pumpkin. Don't come for me. We're not playing that. We glaze them. We do a glaze occasionally, and then the traditional powdered sugar. Because like I said, this weekend I went to the Beignet Fest in New Orleans, and it was interesting. It was good. The music was good. The food was good. There was a lot of people. It was nice to be out at a festival. They had a couple of twists on things that we may incorporate to the truck. So we're going to see.
Okay. Wow. I'm excited. I want to come see you as soon as I get a chance. I know I've been saying that, but I really need to. I'm behind this mic. I told myself that I'm going to start getting up and getting out. So I got to start doing that. And yours probably one of the first stops I need to make because I want some catfish.
And, life is happening. We coming back into getting out and moving around. Granted, we have to make the choice to shot or not to shot, to boost, not to boost. But, people miss people.
Yeah.
And food makes people happy. Whether you're picking it up to go or you're sitting in or you're visiting with a friend. So that's why we're going to possibly look at a permanent place. Well, not permanent, but a place that we can possibly put out some tables and kick in and hang out a little bit and do something together a couple of days a week so that you can sit out, and have a moment and have a table with some friends. Because even our drinks, I have to say this first, we don't have alcohol in the truck. But our drinks are good. They are mixing drinks. You can make them adult yourself because we have a hurricane punch. That's a mango fruit punch. It's so good. We have a voodoo lemonade. I tell people it's voodoo because you're going to come back for more. You just go open your wallet and be like, take my money. Just here. And it's a pineapple lemonade. And then we have our peach swamp water tea. And that's because we lived in Georgia, military family again. That's my homage to Georgia, living in Hinesville. Hated every day of it. But that's, Georgia peaches. I used to say, it's not Georgia peaches, it's Georgia prunes. But however, in Hinesville, I say that. But I love Savannah. I'm just saying. So don't come for me. That's my disclaimer all the time. Don't come for me. Don't do that.
Okay. You have not changed through all the years, April. You just tell it like it is, and that's what we love about you. I'll tell you.
Well,
I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, I got to meet up with my girl, April. Who's April? So I explained to them the cooking and all that stuff. Well, I want to meet her too. I said, nope. All for me. All the food's for me.
It is.
I don't get it.
You get what you get.
Yeah.
You can't be this way today and that way tomorrow. You got to just, and especially with life happening, and I'm so blessed. I'm so fortunate to be able to leave the job that I had and able to have this food truck, because I had never worked in food before. Never on McDonald's, never anything. Just being a military wife, always, not say just, not diminishing ladies, because we hold up the soldiers. We do. And the sailors and the airmen and all the other people. But being that house where when company came, when you got new soldiers in, they needed someplace to go. Well, how is it to make a person feel at home? Feed them. Give them something good to eat. Enjoy a meal together, conversation. You get people to be comfortable and friendly, and it makes their unit stationing wherever they are, it makes it easier to go by, especially when they go and they don't have their family there. A lot of soldiers get deployed and you don't have your family. So your military family becomes your family. Because food is universal. It don't have race, creed, color. It has traditions set in it, but I mean,
yeah,
it's everything to everybody. You don't have to be a slave to food, but food is what makes people happy. It makes me happy to give people food because I know that at some point it'll take your mind off of whatever that sad thing was, because when you taste it and you're like, okay, this is good. So, that's where I try to stay in that space because I know I'm fortunate, because, it could not have fallen in my lap at a better time, because the young lady that I bought the trailer from, she had only had it a year. She was like, oh, girl, it's a lot of work, but I enjoyed it, but I'm going to move on to another venture. What do you think? And she said, I have an offer. I said, well, don't take the offer. Let me talk to my husband. Don't take the offer. Give me a chance. And that's what she did. And fortunately, her venture that she moved back into is lucrative and doing wonderful, her and her husband. And she trusted me, because she had a cash offer from someone. And she trusted me, and knowing that she knew me from the medical field where we used to have a clinic in Converse, she knew me from there. And she was like, okay, fine, I would rather sell it to you because I know you versus this person that I'm not sure about, So, and that's why I say it was time. It happened when it was supposed to happen, how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And I thank and appreciate Tiffany every day for it.
Well, good. I'm going to say, everybody, how resilient you are. The reason why I said that, I think I read something, I don't know how long ago, that your generator went out in your truck. Is that right? I remember,
Yes.
I read, I keep up with you. I remember that. And you have to be resilient. You have to be ready to not say, woe is me. Girl, you turn around, next thing I know, it was up and going. Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Look, I called. I was like, I need some help to put this generator, take this one off, to put this one on. And then the community of food truckers, I promise, the people that I have met that have different trucks, like Chef Drea, she's amazing with Southern Grits, to just taste her food is good. And then it's a young lady, Dee, with Dee's Trees. She is a Thai truck. When I called and say, hey, my generator is this and this and this, she's like, I got an extra one. I was like, where'd you get it? Do you have this? Do you this? She's like, yeah. And then next thing you know, I had an outpouring of people that was calling, do you need help? Do you need this? And I'm like, we're good. because I call my right hand man, my husband. He catch everything, good, bad, and indifferent. I was like, oh, the generator, blah 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 blah. He's like, April, calm down. Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you check this? And I was like, no. He was like, I'm on my way. So
There you
in a
go.
matter
There
of
you
an
go.
hour or two, we up and running again and put the message out. Hey, we back to working. Come and get something to eat.
See, now I'm ready to tap your brain on something, and I'm gonna need your help. We are getting things together where the radio station is going to set up something because we're doing a massive fundraiser for the station. I got equipment I need to get, and
Okay.
we're thinking about getting a whole bunch of food trucks together and find a spot, the radio stationary food trucks there, and just do a massive fundraising deal. And I
Okay.
like to get you and some other food trucks there just to do that, just to set up. And this might have to be a one-time deal. If it's very successful, we could do the same thing again. And not a fundraiser, but give back to the community. Because what I'm doing right now, like with you on the air right now, I have interviewed a lot of businesses from the east side because I want to give back to the community, give them a platform
Hmm.
to talk on because everybody has a story.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and I want them to get out and tell the story. What happened? How you become successful? What you're doing? And we're planning on getting things together and moving and shaking. And with the climate change, I think October, November be perfect to do things because it's going to be just right outside.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now the catch to that is, everybody's booked up. It's festival time, so pick a day and we in. Nola Bayou Bites is there because we're
Okay.
doing getting ready to do a water drive for Mississippi with B Michelle. We're waiting to hear back from that, and we're looking to do something for the community for um Thanksgiving, homeless. Christmas is coming for the kids. So we are always in to do something to assist. And I'll put it out there as even my commitment is for my customers, new and old. You show up, you show out, we got you. And I say that because I'm thinking along of a little dessert box or a dessert to go, some
Yeah.
beignet bites to go. If you bring me a case of water when it's time when we start the water drive, you get a dessert. You
Okay.
get an order of beignet. Um, and that's I think a $6 value. Just so that we can support. I can give you something because you're giving me something to help somebody. As far as like pajama drive for the kids in different locations, for the holidays, just anything, toy drives, whatever. Nola Bayou Bites is committed to give back because we have so much. We have so many blessings. Um, People know me, they know my story. I didn't start having kids till I was 40. My husband and I have been married 36 years. See, I got it right, 36. Um,
Is he listening?
he probably is because I always get it wrong. Like when it's time to tell, I'll be like, we've been married a long time, and that's how I
Yeah.
go with it. Even Pat, no, Pat be like, it's 36. Get it right. I'm like,
Yeah.
he know I ain't going nowhere. So however long.
But since I'm gonna tell you a nonprofit that I got to know very well. It's called All God's Kids. So,
Hmm.
have you heard of them before?
I have not.
Well, let me get you a Reader Digest version of it. It's
Okay.
Bridget and J.D. Dickens. They did Christmas in July in Uvalde to help out all the kids down there. They took all their toys from the warehouse here, brought it down to Uvalde, and gave toys away to all the kids from age 1
Oh
to
wow.
12. So I told them this
Nice.
stuck with me for life. And so now
Hmm.
they got to fill the storage back up again because they depleted the whole thing. So we're
Hmm.
into a drive right now. A matter of fact, we're gonna set up somewhere. We're gonna do a toy drive, and I'm gonna set up do a live remote and all that. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll pass along you the information because they've been doing this. It'll be 10 years next month. They've been doing this.
Oh wow,
And
God bless. Oh yeah, we're in.
yeah,
We will be interested because, like I said, we can do a dessert. You bring something and get something. I mean, it's
because they got their
we're
giveaway
sharing, we're
December
helping.
18th at Comanche Park. December
Okay.
18th. So they got that going on. So I'm telling everybody that I know about them because this is a good cause. I will tell everybody about them until I'm blue in the face because I fell in love with those two right there and the cause that they do.
Hmm.
And they're very organized and they're a little crazy.
Crazy is good. Crazy
Yeah.
is what makes it blend. Because
Brit,
most of the time when you're crazy, you don't say no. You're like,
uh,
okay.
I'm gonna
So
go.
trust me, I
But
appreciate and understand crazy.
yeah, but it's a good crazy. I love that couple because they always post something, doing something crazy. So, and I tell them that they're stuck with me. They're not getting rid of me. I said, I'm here to be the other voice to get the word out. So just gonna
Hmm.
drop that diamond on
Exactly.
you. See, Bridget, y'all have to pay for this, didn't y'all? I dropped it in for us, so I slid that in. But April,
Exactly.
it was
Exactly.
nice having you on board, and oh, I can't wait to see you again. And now, them kids, they're grown now, aren't they?
Nope, they not grown enough. They still live with me. So no, they 15 and 13. But this
Okay,
the clock is ticking. The clock is
because I
ticking.
remember them running around Flames Restaurant. I remember that.
Hmm.
I remember your husband grabbing one of them, chasing them. Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, they are. My son has finally outgrown his sister. He's a 13-year-old, and he had a growth spurt over the summer, so he's taller than her. He almost my height, and I say, it don't take much to be taller than me. So, but they're growing. They're good with the business. They are helpers when they can. My
yeah.
daughter is fantastic at the window. My son is my number one promoter. I mean, he has his teachers and everybody. It's like, my mama got a food truck. And then when we're out in places, he gives out samples and he's encouraging. He's like, my mama got a food truck. I was like, okay, son, you told him. Okay, okay. So yeah,
That's
they're
how you
great.
do it. That's
They
how
are
you do
great.
it. Yeah, I appreciate it, girl. I miss you. I can't wait to see you. And if Pat is there, we're just gonna push her to the side.
Pat gonna have your food. She the last. I'm the first touch of the food. She the last touch. You better treat her right.
Yeah, well, I never treated Pat right because she never treated me right.
That's a special kind of love y'all have there.
I know. And she knew back then. She turned me on to this one beer. She knew when I came in from my remote, and she would say, "You ready for your beer yet?" I said, "No, not yet. I got to finish setting up everything." "You ready to eat now?" I said, "No." "Well, we got the macaroni, cheese, and pork chops." I said, "In a few minutes." But she was there, and yeah, we got a love-hate relationship, but she took care of me.
I think that's the place that's where her love come from.
Yeah,
That's her place. That's what it is. And that's what I told him. Make sure Ron eat before we run out. Make sure he eat before we run out. I was like, cause them pork chops, they went. And I
yeah,
just had to put them on the truck and I was like, and people were calling me and it was like, you got pork chops today? I was like, not yet, not
not
yet,
yet.
not yet.
Well,
So yeah.
here's another one to add to people who's asking. So, are you going to be anywhere today or?
Today, no, I'm recovering from Louisiana, coming back
Okay,
from New Orleans, so I'm unpacking and that kind of stuff. Tomorrow we are in Silver Lake. It's a 45-minute out in San Antonio from where
okay,
we are, but we'll be in Silver Lake there. And like I said, I'm trying to sort out what's going on with the Cibolo Fest because that's where it's supposed to be on Saturday. Well, we'll have a booth there with beignets and boudin balls at the fest. But if not, we have a night event because they have limiting what they want to do to bring. And I wasn't going to drag the whole truck out there and can only sell two things. We
yeah,
couldn't sell our traditional, what we're known for. So we did the boudin, and that's where we started. We started out with the tent 5, 6 years ago, and we had boudin and beignets. So it's kind of like a homecoming. So we're going to do that. But then the truck will be somewhere else in the evening time. So we'll be in New Braunfels or Canyon Lake somewhere in the evening on Saturday.
okay. All right. Well, we know now. And tell Pat to send me an update schedule where y'all gonna be at. Tell her to send it to me once a week. Only got it one time.
Okay.
You tell her I need to
Well,
know
I'll do
that.
better.
I said, how can I talk about y'all when I don't know where y'all gonna be at? But
This is
I
true.
still brag
We're
about you though.
everywhere.
I still brag about you though,
Well,
regardless.
thank you. We appreciate it. That's the good part of being mobile, though, because we everywhere. But on the Thursday, most Thursdays, even like I say, even if it's only the lunchtime from like 11 to 2, we're in Cibolo. We try to be there on 11:03 in Bright to at least, like I said, to appreciate Cibolo because we started in Cibolo. They were our first permit. Our first audience of people, and I live in Cibolo, so
Okay.
and they have been magnificent to us. I have people that come every week, and they have a saying. I had a saying that I saw on TikTok or Facebook where it says, "Your customers are more likely to become your friends than your friends your customers." And at first, I was just like, I took it as a negative. I was like, "Yeah, where my friends at?" Because when it was free, they was eat. But then I looked at it as we have so many customers, so many new customers that we share with. Like I have one gentleman that has a barbecue sauce, and he a Bayou Bowl customer. His wife, my banana pudding customer. But when they come, they're friends now. Like he did his barbecue, I cooked the barbecue, I took a picture of it, we posted it. That sauce was so good. And I'm a sweet baby Ray girl, but Q did the dang thing with that barbecue sauce.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
talking finger licking good.
All right.
So, and they were customers, and they become friends, and they have a product that is so good that we collaborate and get together and do things with. I have to connect you with him because he a vet, just decided to do, 1, 2, 3 people say, "Oh, that tastes pretty good," and boom, it came into what he's doing. It's bottled and packaged and ready to
Oh
go. It's so
man.
good.
Okay, that's what I'm talking.
So,
Like, my
and I have
invitation.
like another customer. She has 5 boys. So it's just like she just was an amazing young lady that we met and started conversating, and she ordered all this food. I was like, "You gonna be doing some serious eating?" She said, "No, I have 5 boys. They have." I was like, "Okay, cool." So
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go. There you go. Well, April, I really do. You appreciate driving all night, getting home at 2:30, then getting up and coming on here, calling me saying I'm running a little late. I said that's okay. We got you. Like right now, I'm the one that's running this radio. I'm the owner, so we way past the time, but it doesn't bother me. I could do things like this. I can
Yep.
do things like this, just like you can do what you need
When
to
you
do.
the boss.
That is the best thing about owning your own business. That
Mhm.
is the best thing. So
That's absolutely.
what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reach out to you and please do not hesitate if you say, "Hey Ron, we're gonna be at so and so place. You think you come out here and play some music and stuff?" Do not hesitate to ask
Okay.
that question. Okay?
Okay, definitely. I'm gonna look at the calendar, like I said, with the markets, and then get back to you soon, real soon.
Okay. All right. April, this is April Washington. She is the owner of Say It, April.
Nola Bayou Bites, baby. Nola Bayou Bites.
There it is. There it is. That's April Washington. We appreciate you, April, for you coming on.
All right, Ron. Thank you. Have a
All right.
blessed week.
All right, you too.
Bye,
We'll talk to you
y'all.
later. Okay, bye.
All right, love. Bye bye.